Hello, everyone. Welcome back to FFM Sports. I am Ethan Fager, and today, with a little bit of the blip in the college football and NFL world, we've got the Super Bowl obviously coming up this Sunday between the Chiefs and 49ers. What I thought I'd do is I'd go back and take a look at some NFL bowl predictions and hot takes that some people made for both college football and the NFL, just to kind of see where people were at this the NFL won't be from Gridiron Review. This one's obviously from Bleacher Report, with the college football hot takes. So we're just gonna take a look and see what happens. So taking a look at number 10 of the college football hot takes, this will be Jim Harbaugh's last season at Michigan. And this one definitely panned out to be true. Obviously, Jim Harbaugh now becoming the head coach of the Los Angeles Chargers. So this was a correct hot take by the Bleacher Report staff. Joe Milton III will become an NFL draft sensation. Now, if you don't know who Joe Milton is, he was the quarterback at Tennessee. He got a lot of hype coming into the season. He's a very strong arm, good player. I wouldn't say he was a draft sensation per se, but I think he did good enough. I think he's going to be somewhere in the draft board. He didn't become a draft sensation though, so I think that one's a little more off than the Harbaugh one. Obviously, the Harbaugh one was correctly spot on. No, number 8, Michael Penix Jr. will win the Heisman. Now he was close. He was very close. Michael Penix Jr. had a great year, but now he did unfortunately didn't go from he was one of the finalists, but the Heisman obviously went to Jaden Daniels. So this one was sort of right. He was a Heisman finalist, but he didn't actually win the Heisman. Not bad though. That's a pretty good one. USC's defense will keep it out of college football playoff. Yeah, this one's spot on. I mean, USC's offense had a great year. Obviously, Caleb Williams at the helm. They had a great offense. Their defense though was terrible. And yeah, they probably lost some of the games because of the defense. So I don't. This is definitely a correct one. It'll be interesting to see how they do in the Big Ten. No Caleb Williams, Lincoln Riley's still going to be the guy going up against the likes of Ohio State, Michigan, Penn State. They're bringing Oregon and Washington with them as well. That's going to be a very interesting win. I know there's been a lot of controversy about whether or not USC would do well in the Big Ten, so that remains to be seen. But you never know. So we'll see how that one pans out. Texas A&M will look like the team we've been waiting to see. This one's completely false, not even close. Texas A&M, they're that team that like they recruit well. They've got all the tools. They just can't really put it together. And Jimbo Fisher, I don't think was that guy. They absolutely fired him. They hired Mike Elko from Duke. So we'll see how he gets along. But yeah, Jimbo Fisher's nothing ever seemed to click there, and obviously a huge buyout that they had to pay him as well. So this one definitely wrong. A&M's got a lot of talent. They lost a lot of it because of the transfer portal and all that, but they had a lot of talent this year. They just couldn't put it together. So that one not true. Texas would have cleared itself back with a college football playoff appearance. This one's definitely spot on. Even though Texas didn't win a playoff game or go to the national championship or anything, based on the hot take here, they made a playoff appearance and they're people can consider them back. I mean, we'll see how they do joining the SEC. That's a whole different road for them to be on. But yeah, they're definitely back in the limelight and the national media spotlight with all this. So I think that one's definitely accurate. Number 4, Wisconsin will flirt with the college football playoff. This one, no. This one didn't really hit. Wisconsin, they had an all right year. They played Michigan, I think, fairly tough at home, but they just couldn't put it together. I think they'll be okay though. I think in the years to come, but not this year. The silly season won't be so silly this time around. I'm assuming this is about, movement has been across when it comes to hiring and firing process jumped. This year feels like it's going to change on a different feel. I honestly don't know what this one means. And perhaps there's more with universities handing out lucrative longer deals. The price to hire has gone up. Let's say there won't be change. Yeah, I mean, there is a mention of Jimbo Fisher on here. And that obviously did happen. I mean, yeah, obviously Nick Saban left. He retired. I haven't actually really talked about that, but yeah, Nick Saban left. Obviously, Kalen DeBoer came over from Washington to take that spot. There's some other coaching changes, like for example, Elko going, but not. It's not as bad. It's not as bad, but I think there's definitely some stuff, but not as bad. The biggest MVP this season will be the transfer portal. You know what? This one This one I can get behind. I think there's a lot of big time transfer portal um winners. Obviously, when Michigan being an exception, Michigan didn't have a ton of transfers. They kind of did it their own way and obviously won the national championship. But I think like teams like Oregon, Washington, who had Penix, Bo Nix, even LSU had Jaden Daniels, those are all transfer quarterbacks, and they all were in the Heisman contention. The lone one being Marvin Harrison from Ohio State, obviously. But I think, yeah, the transfer portal, a lot of transfer portal players did play really well this year. And obviously, we're seeing it again that the transfer portal really takes hold. And that's just kind of how college football is going to be from now on. So be ready for that. But that's kind of what it's going to be like. So that one's definitely, I would say, accurate. All right, number one hot take. Oh, this one pains me. This one pains me deeply. Michigan will win the national championship. I'm gonna move on briefly, but yes, Michigan did win the national championship, so good for them. All right. So after the college football hot takes, we're gonna look at the NFL hot takes, and this one's for every team. So this isn't just like the top 10. This one's for every team. So we'll take a look and kind of evaluate that as we get on. All right, the AFC North. Baltimore Ravens, Lamar reaches full potential and establishes himself as league's scariest player. This one I'll be getting behind. Sure, 100%. Lamar probably going to be MVP this year. He had a great year. Unfortunately, they couldn't make the Super Bowl, but yeah, he still established him as a great player. And Todd Monken was a great offensive coordinator. He showed that they're doing all the right things there. So I think that's a good one. I'm going to say the Steelers one to the end because there can be a lot said about that one. So we're going to move on. Cincinnati Bengals, Dax Hill balls out, and the Bengals don't feel the loss as beach as much as people thought they would. I'm not really going to say much about the Bengals. They have lost Joe Burrow for most of the year. So, yeah, I mean, they'd obviously like that. Bates was a good safety to them for a while, but obviously just without Joe Burrow, didn't really work out for them. Cleveland, Deshaun Watson struggles, and Dorian Thompson-Robinson gets playtime by season's end. This one is sort of true that the Browns' experience this year was definitely really weird. I mean, Deshaun Watson got hurt. Dorian Thompson-Robinson, he beat the Steelers. I mean, that's fair enough. But then they signed Joe Flacco, and he leads them on a little magical run in the playoffs. They couldn't do anything in the playoffs, but I wouldn't say Deshaun Watson. Okay, fine. He struggled, right? He did struggle. He got hurt. I don't know. He's obviously he's not playing nowhere near the money he's getting paid. So I think that's a big issue that Cleveland's gonna have to address. But we'll move on to the New York Jets. Dalvin Cook gets signed, which is they're saying not the hot part, which it's not. He did get signed, and Breece Hall requests a trade. As far as I know, Breece Hall has not requested a trade, so this one's not correct. But yeah, no, I don't think. Yeah, Breece Hall didn't request a trade. Dalvin Cook did not do well for the Jets. But yeah, the Patriots. Ramondre Stevenson breaks out and establishes himself as one of the league's best backs, only to get traded because it is Bill Belichick. Well, this is interesting. Ramondre Stevenson's still on the Patriots, but Bill Belichick's not. So this one's not true. Ramondre Stevenson had a good year. He's probably a top 15 back in the league or something along the lines of that. But a little interesting how you think of it that he's still there, and Bill Belichick's not. Buffalo Bills. With the help of offensive identity, Josh Allen and the Bills finally get over the hump, taking out both the Mahomes-led Chiefs and Burrow-led Bengals in the playoffs. Well, the Bengals weren't in the playoffs, so that's strike one. And they couldn't beat the Chiefs, so that's strike two. Yeah, no, it was one of those things. I don't know if Josh Allen's gonna be able to get over the hump of Patrick. I don't know. Patrick Mahomes playoff. I think that's why that could maybe win them the Super Bowl is just Patrick Mahomes in the playoffs. So this one definitely did not pan out. Miami Dolphins, Elijah Higgins earns starting tight end job and flashes ability to be one of the league's best tight ends. I'm gonna be honest, I don't really know who Elijah Higgins is, so I don't think this one worked out. But still, Miami had a great offense this year, with a bunch of different weapons. Raheem Mostert had a great year. They got an up-and-coming running back doing Devon Achane. Tyreek Hill's doing his thing. Jalen Waddle's doing his thing. Tua, I know he's gotten some criticism, but I think he's still their quarterback, so that's going to be good. All right, moving on to the AFC South. Ventrell Miller's a starter next to Oluokun by season's end. be honest, I don't really know who Venture Miller is. So I don't know if this one panned out either. Um, Obviously the Jaguars had an up and down year. They really struggled towards the end of the year, but just didn't work out for them. Tennessee Titans, Ryan Tannehill gets benched, and Malik Willis breaks out, showing he's the feature of the franchise. Ooh, this one's partially right. Ryan Tannehill did get benched, but it wasn't Malik Willis. It was Will Levis who came in, and I think he is the future of that team. I think he played really well in the time he did get. Yeah, that's another question though. What do you do with Malik Willis? I mean, you drafted him in the third round 2 or 3 years ago, and he doesn't pan out to the guy you thought he was. So I don't know what you do there. Houston Texans under DeMeco Ryans, the Texans compete for AFC South title. This one I'm going to give full credit for because the Texans did win the AFC South title, and the Texans definitely proved a lot of people wrong, myself included. I didn't think the Texans were going to be good this year. I thought they had a bright future. I just didn't think the process would begin this early, but the Texans established themselves as a team that's going to be probably good for the next 5 to 10 years for sure. The Colts. Jonathan Taylor sits out all season if he doesn't get traded. Not true. The Colts offense did not struggle with Anthony Richardson leading the running game and a Steichen offense that is built on committees, further damaging the running back market. This one, I'm not really going to give. Just Jonathan Taylor did play, and when he did, he was the main guy. They didn't really go to a committee, I don't think, all that much, really. And then Anthony Richardson, the offense did okay with him. So Kansas City Chiefs, multiple 2022 draftees break out, and Chiefs defense becomes one of the league's best to match with one of the league's best offenses. This one's kind of true, this one's kind of interesting because the Chiefs defense obviously did ball out. They had a great year, and they're going to try to prove it one more time in the Super Bowl. But yeah, they just didn't. They didn't do. Yeah, you know what? I'll give this one. I think they are one of the better defenses. The Raiders, regardless of what happens with Josh Jacobs, Zamir White finishes running back one and runs for 1,000. Not true at all. This one's false. Zamir White had 450 yards on the year. He didn't really do much. So, yeah, just didn't work out there. And I believe Josh Jacobs will still be running back one for the Chiefs. The Chargers roster finally stays healthy, and they make it to the Super Bowl, or Staley costs him again in the playoffs, forced him to be fired 2 seasons later than he should. Well, this one's partially true. Yeah, I mean, Staley got fired and they didn't make the playoffs. So then again, Herbert did get hurt. Easton Stick came in. He didn't play well. So yeah, but that one's not true. Not true. The Broncos, Sean Payton's new staff turned the team around in year one. Barroso has not improved, showing he was actually Ooh. I like this one. This one's kind of true. The Broncos will not be retaining Russell Wilson. I believe he will be a free agent of some sort come March. But and I'd say it's a decent turnaround. The Broncos did pretty solid this year. They had some good wins. All right, for the NFC side, after years of sitting in New York, Denzel Mims breaks out. No, that one's not true. Jordan Love has Pro Bowl season, leads Packers to better record than everyone's predicting. This one pretty much, I like this one. Jordan Love had a great year. They won a playoff game to beat the Cowboys. So yeah, that was a good one. The Bears, Roshan Johnson takes over the backfield over Herbert and Foreman and helps create one of the most explosive offenses in football. Yeah, no, this one's not true. Yeah, no, that one's not true. All right, the Vikings, Alexander Madison, Ty Chandler create one of the league's best running back duos. And no, that one is not true either. The Vikings were a little interesting. There were times when Jefferson was hurt, Cousins obviously got hurt, so I'm not gonna no. The NFC East, New York Giants, Azeez Ojulari finally stays healthy. No, he only had 2.5 sacks this year. Not true. Cowboys. Dak feels his promises out, throwing 15 interceptions, throws 20, eventually gets benched. Nope. Dak Prescott had an MVP caliber season. He's not going to win it because of Lamar, but he did good. Just didn't do well in the playoffs. Eagles. Nakobe Dean plays like an all-pro in first year, leading Philly to one of the greatest defensive seasons of the last decade. No. Eagles couldn't cover the middle of the field, so no, I'm not giving that one. Nakobe did play all right, though. The Commanders, Terry McLaurin is an all-pro season with first-year starter Sam Howell establishes himself as one of the league's best young QBs. Sam actually at one point was leading the NFL in yards. Terry McLaurin didn't have, he had a good year, but not an all-pro year. Sam Howell, no, and then they obviously fired Ron Rivera. So this one, no, I'm not going to give it. Atlanta Falcons, Arthur Smith gets fired before the season is over. Bijan plays well, but the offense does not take a step forward, showing it was a bad pick. This one I'm going to give half credit for. Arthur Smith did get fired, but it was after the season. Bijan does play well. It wasn't a bad pick because it was Arthur Smith's system, and now Arthur Smith's taking his system over to the Steelers, so we'll see how that goes. Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Baker breaks out, which is true, and looks like the QB don't want. He actually did. This was a good one. I like this one. I think this one's true. Yeah, Baker had a good year. They beat the Eagles in the playoffs. I think he's their QB for the future now, so I think that one's correct. The Panthers, Laviska Shenault finally his breakout season under Frank Wright. Nope. Moving on right along. The Panthers suck this. No. New Orleans Saints, Derek Carr's no. Derek Carr did not have an MVP caliber season. All right, the NFC West, the last one, and then we'll go back up to the Steelers. Cooper Kupp stays healthy and becomes. No, he didn't stay healthy. He could have maybe done that 2K thing. Tyreek Hill's actually pretty close. But no. Cardinals, Clayton Tune has a Brock Purdy. No. The Cardinals were bad this year, but Clayton Tune did not play well at all. The 49ers, Cleveland Farrell breaks out. I don't think he really did. Yeah, he didn't really break out all that much. They still relied on Bosa, Fred Warner, all those guys. So no. The Seahawks make deep. No, they didn't even make the playoffs. Their defense, I think Tariq Woolen and Devon Witherspoon are going to be good, like really good one day, but not the Legion. Don't talk about the Legion of Boom yet. All right. So we covered all that. Now on to the Steelers one, because this is the one I want to talk about. I'll probably talk about it a little more. Matt Canada gets fired within the first half of the season, and Pickens flashes all-pro potential under interim OC. Pickett continues to be average. This one's pretty close. Pickett, I'm not going to describe him as average. I'm going to describe him as he had a below average year. Everything else is true on this. We'll see how Arthur Smith does. Pickens did have some good moments, but yeah. So this has been some hot takes for both college football and NFL, just kind of reacting to them, see what it goes. Yeah, in our next episode, me and JR have decided we're going to do a bracket prediction for a certain tournament that is coming soon. So stay tuned for that. We're looking forward to that. And thank you for watching this video. And we'll be talking again soon. For FFM Sports, I'm Ethan Fager, and I'm signing off.